Thank you so much for listening to Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. This program is called Boost Boerne Business, and we're just encouraging you to support the great moms and pops here in Boerne, Texas. We'd like to shine a spotlight on them and ask you to give them your business. My name is Baron Wiley, and I'm going to tell you right now, I give my business to Brady's Auto Repair and Diesel, and across the table from me is my dear friend, Mr. Mark. Can I call you Mark?
Absolutely.
All right. Mark Belden is the full name, but I just like to call you Mark from Brady's. You're a very respected name in the community, and I want to thank you for partnering with us. So, Mark, how are you, my friend?
Doing great. Great. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I've sparked something in you there. I invited you to play in a golf tournament, and you go,
Yes.
I haven't played golf in 10 years.
Yep, and now I'm back into the game.
Are you really?
I'm having fun, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for supporting our Pastors Masters golf tournament.
Absolutely.
It's just a beautiful thing. But you said, I hadn't played. Don't worry about it, Mark. Dude, you were better than everybody on our team.
Once in a while I hit a lucky shot.
Well, because you played back in school, right?
I did, yeah. I played in high school.
Wow. So you could have been a touring pro, but you chose to be in this profession here called Brady's Auto Repair.
Yep. Probably got more time in that than I do in golf. So.
Well, you do it well. Tell us exactly where you're located.
So we're at 225 Market Avenue, right off of Main Street on the far north end of town.
Yeah. Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30.
Very cool. And again, you've been doing it for a long time.
Yes, pretty much grown up in the business. So
Yeah.
my grandfather had a service station in San Antonio back in the 60s.
Wow.
And then my family had auto repair shops downtown San Antonio and then across various parts of the city all through the 70s, 80s, and up to currently. So.
And then you moved to Boerne, Texas.
I did, probably 7 years ago.
And that's when you took over Brady's?
I took over Brady's 5 years ago.
Excellent. Good move.
I sure did.
And you've continued to not only take it over, you've taken it to the next level, because in the last year or two, you've added diesel service to it. Now you're Brady's Auto Repair and Diesel.
Exactly. Yep. That's our new name, and it's going very well. Yeah, there's certainly a need for diesel repair in the area, and we're building that aspect of our business, and it's going great.
Why do people get the diesel truck?
You know, that's an interesting question. So the diesels obviously are made for working. They're very powerful machines, and nothing comes close with regards to the power of a diesel. But I think there's a lot of diesel owners out there that use them to go to the grocery store and maybe haul the kids around and just look cool, which is fine.
I see a lot of women driving them.
Absolutely.
They usually have really big hair.
Yeah, there you go.
that are driving. But you see when the bank drive-through lines and the HEBs,
they're everywhere.
What is the value then? Again, just doing the heavy lifting?
Yes, ultimately that's what it's made for.
Yeah.
And you know, another thing that comes into play with that is oftentimes diesels can have issues when they are not used as they were intended to be used.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So
like driving them on the freeway too much?
Well,
or what?
So idling too much or short trips. The way that vehicle is designed to be used is hook up a trailer or carry some kind of a heavy load and just lean into it and make it work.
Wow.
That's what it was made to do. It does not like short trips. It does not like idling excessively or just kind of putting around town. It's not what it was made for.
I've kind of heard the same thing about Jeeps, that people don't use Jeeps the way they're made
It's
for.
true. Yep, absolutely.
Wow. So if I need work on my diesel, what do I do? What kind of maintenance is typical for the diesel?
Well, diesels, of course, routine things, fluids and filters, but the biggest thing with diesel is the fuel system. So the diesel fuel tends to be dirtier than gasoline, and so fuel filters are crucial on diesels. And then there's other things beyond that you can do to keep the fuel system clean, but that's probably the most vital thing on any diesel is the fuel system.
Well, I'm also hearing it's also vital that you just do maintenance on anything that you have.
Absolutely. So it doesn't often get mentioned, but today's vehicles, they're certainly far more reliable. We don't see near as many breakdowns as we used to yesteryear, if you will.
You're right.
The vehicles now will continue to go even when there's a problem that exists. So they'll continue to drive. Maybe you hear a noise and it just keeps going. Maybe the engine light comes on and then it goes back off. So you think, well, it probably fixed itself. No, it didn't fix itself. But these systems have the ability to kind of override and adapt. And so the car will keep going and keep going. But if you drive it until the point where it just won't go anymore, instead of having one problem, you likely have 2 or 3 problems.
Right.
So in essence, you've increased your repair bill by continuing to drive that thing.
So just take care of it.
Absolutely.
All right. So when do we take care of it?
So obviously oil changes is a good interval, about every 5,000 miles. And then there's 2 times a year you really want to get a general inspection on your vehicle. So we like to do that at the beginning of the summer and then at the beginning of the cooler season. So maybe about now as some cooler days are starting to approach, it's a good time for a good biannual inspection of the whole vehicle.
Excellent. What are the things that I can be doing, kind of do-it-yourself stuff?
Do-it-yourself stuff is honestly these days very little. It's very little. So the one do-it-yourself stuff I would say is at the top of the list, good quality fuel.
Yes.
So let's get fuel that is a name brand fuel. one of the name brand stores, so maybe Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, those are going to be your ideal places.
Right.
You want to fuel up someplace where there's a good turnover of fuel, so along the highway, not so much the off the beaten path type of filling station, because those places tend to keep their fuel longer, and the fuel today has a very short fuel life.
It's not as fresh, huh?
And exactly. Yeah, it has a very short shelf
stale?
life. Absolutely.
Wow,
it sure
I didn't
does.
know that.
Yep, it oxidizes very quickly. That's the way today's fuel is just kind of refined. It has a short shelf life.
All right, so now you got me asking another question that has nothing to do with the car business here.
Okay.
So I've got a gas can in my garage that I, gas up the lawnmower with.
Yes.
And so when I stop mowing, when the grass
season?
goes dormant,
Yep.
I should not be using that gas?
That's exactly right.
Did you hear that?
So there's a product out there, probably the most common one is called Stabil, fuel stabilizer, and it helps stabilize that fuel so that you can keep it over the season like that. But if you take that old fuel from last year and pour it into your lawnmower or small engine or what have you, you're likely to have some problems with it running. It's probably going to start stalling out and may just quit running altogether. So
You gave me some other great advice, Mark Belden. By the way, Brady's Auto Repair, the team in there, when you walk in, they greet you with a smile. They are first class. They educate you. They don't treat you like we're going to get this guy. No, they take care of you is my point. And you gave me some good advice one time that said, oh, Baron, don't get gas right now because the truck is filling
Yes,
up.
absolutely.
Tell me what you told me.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you pull in to get fuel and you happen to see that the tanker truck is there delivering fuel, that is certainly not the time to fuel up.
Tell me why.
Essentially what's happening is that fuel that is being delivered is going to the bottom of that underground tank, and it's stirring up the sediment that is in that tank. And so then you wind up pumping that sediment into your vehicle's fuel tank. And of course, that's going to clog the filter and lead to problems as well. So anytime you're there and the fuel is being delivered, just find you another station.
You're the only person who has ever told me that. And again, that's the point, is that you get this kind of service, this kind of knowledge, this kind of care here in Boerne, Texas with Brady's Auto Repair and my friend Mark. Let me back that up. Brady's Auto Repair and Diesel.
There you go.
That's the official full name.
That's it.
Getting used to that.
There you go.
Cool. Let's brag about your guys behind the counter.
Sure. Yeah, so I've got Josh there. He's been with us a number of years now, and he's doing a fabulous job. And then we've got someone else that's working up front with him that's in training right now. So
good.
It's going great. Troy's been there a good period of time. Corey's the shop foreman. So we got a great crew, and everything's going fabulous.
You can learn a whole lot more right now at Brady'sAutoRepairTX.com. And I tell you what, I don't know how often you check this, but you got a 5-star review just a couple of days ago.
Oh, excellent.
Over 835 reviews on your website. It says, Cindy says, I was only in for an oil change, but still 5-star VIP service. They checked over the entire vehicle. Very friendly and professional staff. They even gave me a ride home and offered to pick me up when the car was ready as well. I highly recommend them. Again, first class.
Excellent. Yeah. So there's one thing I would like to touch on there. When I purchased this business 5 years ago, it was what I call a fix-it shop. So here's what I mean by that. If you came in with a problem, they would look at that one issue only, and that was it. Let's say you had a cooling system leak, and they would say, you need a water pump, and they'd send you away. So when I took over the business, we started doing a courtesy inspection in addition to whatever you came in for. And a courtesy inspection really amounts to just a general look over of the vehicle. I will tell you that many dealerships and some other independent repair shops perform this type of a service, but I feel like in certain instances it's gotten a bad rap because it can be presented in such a way that they're just looking for something to try to sell you.
Right.
And that's not what we do. What we want to do is inform you what the overall condition of the vehicle is so that you can plan for these events in advance. For example, let's say you come in today for an oil change, and I say, Baron, you've got about 30% left on your brakes. Based on your driving habits, you're probably 4 or 5 months down the road. Let's start planning for that now, and then you're able to schedule that from a convenience standpoint, from a cost standpoint, and there's no sudden surprise. Had I just done what you did, what you requested, which was the oil change, at some point you're going to be driving down the road, you're going to hear this horrible noise, you're going to call, I'm going to go, we probably have to tow it in. Now you didn't plan, it's unexpected, the expense. So that's what we try to do, is we try to give you a heads up with regards to what's coming in regards to needs regarding maintenance.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, first class, Brady's Auto Repair and Diesel. Brady's Auto Repair TX.com is the website. Here's the number. It's 830-249-5556. If that's your first appointment or your 10th or whatever, they will take care of you, I promise, at Brady's Auto Repair and Diesel with Mr. Mark Belden and your great, great team. Brady's Auto Repair TX.com. Can I make an appointment online?
Absolutely, you sure can.
All right, cool. Very easy to do. Just click on the button and sign up, and we'll see you there.
That's exactly right.
Mark Belden, thank you so much for what you do in the community. Thank you for providing another great business in Boerne. I say God bless your business, and thank you for being a great friend of Boerne Radio.
Yeah, we're certainly glad to do that.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Brady's Auto Repair, Diesel, Brady's Auto Repair, TX.com, 830-249-5556. And I say thank you for listening to Boerne Radio, 103.9 FM.